Hi everyone, today we'll talk about brand new Season 2 Frozen Hearts in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and how it changes game's direction for good in many aspects, and what else should be done to make this game better, with some aspects that need to be changed as soon as possible. Season 2 started at the end of July, and it brought new playable character, Mrs. Freeze, female version of the infamous character, and it's one of the most controversial topics in the game right now. A lot of people are mad about that due to the fact that beloved character for a lot of Arkhamverse fans was changed for its female version, especially in the light of the Gamergate 2.0 and whole scandal with Sweet Baby Inc. and BlackRock around right now. I personally don't care about that as long as I got a good story behind the character, because at first it's not a character from Arkhamverse, it's a variant from Parallel Universe that game manifests at the very beginning of the story, same as Clown Prince of Gotham City from Season 1. By the way, no one mess about Sylvie in Loki series. And secondly, because her appearance in the game drives the storytelling in quite a successful way narratively. And the third reason is gameplay-wise, it's really fun to play with that character, and whole fire and ice synergies around. As I already said in Tara's Lens review video, I don't care about character's orientation as long as this character has good story behind, and until this character don't break its universe's rules with its appearance. But what's more important, with Season 2 Rocksteady decided to change the narrative direction. At the launch of the game, here will be major story spoilers, a lot of people were mad about Suicide Squad killing Justice League with no attempts to save them, even despite Lord Tubbs gave us some reasons why Justice League couldn't be saved, especially due to the Terminats project. There are some reasons for people's reaction. Not everyone reading Lord Tubbs until it's something mandatory during the main storyline, and it could be explained in a more obvious way in the game. Same issue was with Destiny 1 and its grimoires, where you didn't understand what the hell was happening there and needed to go to the Bungie's website to read Lord Tubbs about events in the game. It was even much worse back then. About Suicide Squad, we have some scientist characters alive in that world, and that characters could say several more lines to bring players' attention to reason why saving is not an option anymore. And in general, a lot of Arkhamverse fans were upset that their favorite characters, especially Bruce Wayne, after awesome Arkham Knight story, were killed during the last episode of the game. And here comes Season 2 with its story. As always, we recruited new character, Amanda Waller puts a nanobomb in her neck, and we killed fourth alteration of Brainiac. But after that, game showed us new cutscene, with us rescuing Flash from the parallel universe.
Oh, wow. Not really used to getting winded. Hey, shouldn't you all be in there?
And here, what is the most important part of today's topic. Here, devs opens a new way of storytelling, where in addition to killing 13 alterations of Brainiac from parallel universes, we will slowly rescue Justice League one by one from their destroyed worlds. And this is how Arkhamverse will continue to live, with an interesting way of rebooting the universe and familiar characters. So here come new narrative opportunities, and this is the way how the story changes for good, with a very interesting plot twist, when our familiar characters, who know Suicide Squad only as criminals, will look at the squad through the perspective of saviors who literally saved not only the world but the multiverse itself. It's a quite good decision by developers, in addition to really nice development of the game, with a lot of quality of life updates. A lot of major bugs have been fixed, and still free seasonal model, when you got all the seasonal content, story, new playable characters every season, new interesting sets, items, new in-game missions, completely for free, with no need to rush it because of the fear that all seasonal content will be deleted at the end of the season. Yeah, Bungie? Destiny 2 developers who decided to sell seasonal currently for $15 and who are deleting all the previous seasonal content with the beginning of the new season. In Destiny 2 you simply can't play seasonal story nor seasonal activities without buying season. And in addition to that, you need to buy a new dungeon for $10 every second season. And in addition to that, you don't get premium currency from the premium season pass at all, making you spending $15 every new season. Even in Call of Duty, you get premium currency from premium season pass, quite enough to buy next season pass with no additional payments. In Suicide Squad, by the way, you get premium currency from both premium and free season pass, amount that is more than enough to buy new season. New character gameplay-wise is also quite interesting to play, with a good story behind, especially with all Lord Subs collected. But there are some issues that should be changed in Suicide Squad as soon as possible to make the game better. First issue is Lord Subs. Storytelling in the game is good if you read Lord Subs. For example, I already made a video on all Brainiac's lore in the base game and Season 1. It's quite developed and interesting character with major ways to be developed in the upcoming seasons. We will talk about Brainiac in a second. But the issue is how you get these Lord Subs. To unlock new lore, you need mostly to do contracts from different vendors. For example, for the first Lord Sub on one topic, I need to do 5 Poison Ivy contracts. For the second Lord Sub on the same topic, I need to do 10 Ivy's contracts. But the issue is there is no vendors from which you can get contracts. You have one screen with all available contracts, and there are something about 5 or 7 random contracts from random vendors. There could be 3 Penguins contracts, 2 Ivies, or 4 Ivies, 1 Hex, or whole 5 could be Penguins, and the only way to refresh it is to do several contracts from the list to free several slots for new contracts to spawn. But they are spawning in a random way, so there could be again 5 new Penguins contracts, and you will do them until you finally get Ivy's contracts. You need to unlock new Lord Sub. Lord Subs are really interesting, with some both fun conversations between characters and recaps of the previous Arkhamverse events from the perspective of the villains, a new lore that develops characters in a new way and explains how this universe works. It must be changed in the next episode or season, otherwise a lot of people will keep missing what is happening, why it's happening in the story and behind it. One of the best ways to change it is either let players take contracts directly from the vendors, with no need to roll contracts finishing them, or simply change the way to unlock Lord Subs to enemy kills or mission completed. About Brainiac, it's a very developed character, again, if you read his Lord Subs. Whole endgame is built around killing 13 Brainiacs in the parallel universes after we've killed the main one and realized that he had been working all the time with the 13 others. It's a very good and interesting decision to make endgame, because in DC universe we know that there are 53 if we count Earth X universes in the multiverse, and if you want to know more about them, there is a wonderful Arrowverse CW series, and Brainiac itself is a quite complicated character in terms of lore to be killed so quickly, and DC universe was always about so popular nowadays multiverse. And who is the best candidate to contact other dimensions through the multiverse than the brilliant Kaluan scientist who's desperately wishing to save his dying world, no matter how much innocents will die in the process. Even certain versions can be easily explained. In 52 universes, there must be universes where Brainiac has already been defeated, like he was in Injustice 2 storyline, or universes with events same as in Krypton as awesome series. So some of the Brainiacs would definitely make a multiverse alliance to survive common forces of Justice League that already proved to be capable of defeating Brainiac's alterations. But the question how this endgame works in Suicide Squad. Every season and episode we got new Brainiacs to kill, new sets and items to play with, new missions with some new mechanics or enemy types. That is good again in comparison with seasonal model from Destiny 2 with completely same enemies almost all the time since release of the game. And several mechanics, shoot something or grab something and put something somewhere in every single Destiny 2 activity. Items are also good in terms of build crafting. Here Rocksteady doing great job, but the issue is the story behind the seasons. We've already been talking about Lord Subs, but another issue is that to kill new alterations of Brainiac and get new cutscene with Brainiac Lord Sub, you need to reach seasonal rank 25. to be able to start that mission. And what's the most important, when you start the game at the beginning of the season, game doesn't tell you what to do. You need to either read the patch notes on the official website or experiment in the game to find out the whole process yourself. I've spent quite a lot of time this season doing different missions, grinding hours to get there. It's not something that you expect when you launch the game and want to play seasonal story. We love Rocksteady for its offline, story-oriented games. But here, even despite interesting mechanics and rich build crafting, we have to grind and grind quite a lot to unlock new story content. Whole requirements of seasonal rank should be removed or lowered to the rank 5, at least. Another good solution would be to make seasonal story like in Skull and Bones or Division 2, or at least make several story versions of the incursion missions. Let it be without new cutscenes, but at least with some voice lines that gives us story context. An attempt to do that, quite a good attempt, was in this season with the mission where we recruited Mrs. Freeze and rescued her wife. Would be great to have more of such missions. New version of Metropolis also looks very good. That time city is covered with snow, and especially level design of the new incursion missions is great. Would be nice to have an opportunity to visit alternative versions of the city from every season and have an option to just free roam around. Currently, Snowy Metropolis and previous seasons versions are only available in the missions where you need to kill tons of ads, and it's not the best condition to admire really good looking locations. Also, an option to expand storytelling, new types of missions could be introduced, where you just traverse through the alternative metropolis and listen to some dialogues or audio logs. That type of storytelling also would just make the narrative only better. And the most important thing to do is to make offline mode that developers promised before game's release. Look at the Redfall, in which devs added offline modes recently with a lot of cool ideas and overall improvements that change the game for good in a lot of aspects. Topic of my another upcoming video. We love Rocksteady for single-player, story-oriented offline games. Lore in Suicide Squad proves that devs are still capable of creating good stories. So just make an offline mod and keep developing story in the direction that this season have started. Option to play with friends is always good, but all the time internet connection in the game people want to enjoy for story with maintenance that makes game unplayable is a very bad practice. It must be changed as soon as possible. Who wants to get into leaderboards will keep playing with internet connection on servers, or the ones who wants to play with friends, but majority are playing Rocksteady Arkhamverse game to return to the beloved universe. People must have such opportunity anytime they want to play the game. Especially due to the fact that mostly when you are playing private mode, internet connection is required only for logging in the game. Game itself works good enough when you are in the world itself or playing story. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Also check our other videos, guides, builds, news on different games. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Good luck!